Just the third time in the last 10 games between these two schools that Michigan State has won. Let's take a look at how it happened. There is the aforementioned Tate Forcier. Michigan State in desperate need of that win, trying to avoid their 6th straight loss against a Division 1A team. That's not a good way to start. Stevie Brown picking off the Kirk Cousins pass will lead to a Wolverines field goal, so 3-0 early. Next Spartans possession on a 3rd and goal. Cousins. This is something Michigan State did well in the game. Quarterbacks scrambling. 4th and goal now, and Mark D'Antonio's going to go for it. And Larry Capers bowls his way in, so it's 7-3 in favor of the Spartans. Second quarter now on a 3rd and 10. Tate Forcier to a guy who's been a really good target for him early on. Look at the scramble. Keeps his poise, and then Kevin Koger, 41 yards, would lead to a field goal. It was 10-6 Spartans at the half. 2 traded field goals right before the half. Third quarter now, it's Cousins. But the true freshman Craig Rowe making his presence felt. And then Donovan Warren, who had the big pick last week against Indiana, picks that one off, so it's 1st and 10, Wolverines. Now on a 4th and 1, it's going to be interesting. We're going to hear from both coaches here later on this wrap-up. It's going to be interesting to hear what Rich Rodriguez has to say about this.
Got some explaining to do.
Unless it was an audible. Let's see if he gives the punter that kind of flexibility to do it on his own.
Michigan did a nice job, held him to a field goal, so 13-6 after the fake punt. Glenn Winston. Winston had a nice day. He was the guy who got the bulk of the carries for Michigan State. Not necessarily all that productive, but 15 yards there. Spartans on top 26. Seemed like they had this one in the bag, particularly here. Greg Jones, the sack on Denard Robinson. It's 4th down, so Michigan has to punt it away. Now on a 3rd down for Michigan State, Cousins. How about Brandon Graham continuing to impress? Fumbles the football there after the hit by Graham. Obieze picks it up. 1st down, Michigan. That would be a critical turnover. 1st and 10 from the 22. Darryl Stoneham. Look at that move. Big game for Stoneham. 5 catches, 98 yards. Now it's Forcier. There's Stoneham. This time 60 yards for the touchdown, so he atones for the fumble earlier. 20-13 in favor of the Spartans. Now with 30 seconds to go, it's Forcier scrambling, picks up 12 yards. 1st and 10 down to the 12. So now with 8 seconds left, Forcier. We were talking about the moxie, and you see it here in a big way. It's Roy Roundtree for the touchdown. Game tied at 20 after the extra point. We head to overtime. And now on 3rd down in overtime, we were talking about the ill-advised pass, and this is it. Intercepted here by Chris L. Rucker. Has forced it into traffic there, so Michigan State has it now. Just needs a field goal to win it. They get more than that. Larry Caper, 24 yards and into the end zone. Caper, 13 carries, 38 yards, 2 TDs. The true freshman scoring the game winner for Michigan State. They win it 26-20 in overtime. So the Spartans get just their 2nd win of the year. Michigan State loses for the 1st time on the year, the 5th time in the last 7 games between these two. They've been decided by 8 or less. But again, as I mentioned, just the 3rd win for the Spartans in the last 10. Michigan State did a great job on the ground in this game, and that has been the story throughout this series. 193 rushing yards for them as compared to just 29 for Michigan. So for the 38th time in the last 42 games between these two, the team that rushed it for more yards won the game. And the man who scored that final rushing touchdown, Larry Caper, standing by with our Brent Stover.
Thanks a lot, Larry. How does a game-winning touchdown in overtime against Michigan feel?
First of all, I give all glory and honor to God. I mean, I had 2 early fumbles, but in chapel today we talked about persevering. I had to make sure I had to push for it. I prayed to God, just let me forget about those fumbles and play a great second half.
You guys really rallied around each other today. What was that like going into this game?
We had the same intensity from the start to finish. We know this was a big game. We had to come out with the W.
How good were your two quarterbacks today?
Oh, they were awesome. Without them, we wouldn't have an offense. Without the O-linemen, we wouldn't have an offense. So everything together, collectively as a whole, we did the job today.
You guys had a 2-touchdown lead late. They come back and tie it. How do you circle the wagons at that point?
Once again, persevere. Sometimes you might have adversity, but you got to push through.
Biggest moment of your career, I would say, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you.